Hey, welcome back. Welcome, my beautiful YouTube family. Let's just see what messages are wanting to come through. Happy 111 portal if it's still that day for you when you're finding me, depending on the country, the world you're in. Let's get our space clear here. We are calling on spirit. We are calling in messages of the highest and most loving good. Only truth to come through, please. What do we need to know, spirit? So yes, I was not intending on coming on, but now is as good a time as any for me. I'm feeling clear, and this is my favorite when I have no idea what messages are going to be coming through here. So got my black obsidian on here for extra protection. So let's just see. We 111. We're in the 11-1 portal today, and we're in this window bridge right in between now and we have the 11-11 portal coming up. November in general is a time to pause, go within, releasing karmic cycles, stepping into this new version of us. And we're kind of in this in-between world type vibes, right? We're letting go of the old, stepping into this new version of us. We're not quite sure how to be her, him yet, right? Because it's not a one and done thing. Even once we have this aha moment, this moment of clarity, right? It takes some time to integrate. So yes, allow yourself that time, that grace. I'm gonna have to throw my hair up. I think it's gonna drive me crazy here. So let's begin with our balance deck here. We'll see what messages are wanting to come through before I get into this. If you are wanting a personal reading, reach out. If you're wanting to work with me one-on-one, if you're wanting access to the course I created, if you're wanting to start your wellness journey, if these messages are resonating with you, I would love for you to drop a comment below. Let me know how these are speaking to you, where you're at, what you're feeling. And then on that, there's a link for our private Soul Tribe or Patreon community. Typically, I go a little deeper. After this message, I'll extend it a bit for our private Soul Tribe. So we'll just see if that's the vibe today. Boundaries and attachment. Yes, boundaries are so important as we step into this new, right? Protecting our energy. Not everything can go with us into this next phase, right? And so there can be a grieving process with that, even if it's something that we need to let go of that's no longer beneficial to us, right? At one point, it maybe served us. And it's still hard to, sometimes it can be hard to let things go, right? If we aren't sure what's coming next. We are, as a human, it's much easier to hold tightly, to cling on to something, even if it's not something that's providing us comfort anymore or benefit or evolution, right? In fact, even if it's something that is harmful to us, that is hurting us, we will continue to hold on to it versus allowing ourselves to be open to receive, trusting the unknown. So we're really stepping through this, like this portal, this doorway of fear, right? Stepping into the unknown, trusting, using our faith muscle, believing that what's coming next is going to be good, right? Because if we look back at where we have been, we have always elevated, came out on top, even after moments that felt uncomfortable in the moment, right? I know for myself, I can look back and be so extremely grateful for all of the hardship I went through, because it took that for me to know what I know, for me to remember our power. Yes, that is the whole point, though, for us to remember our power. It took all of that to get me here, for me to remember my power, which tapping into ourself, right? And then using our soul gifts. That's the whole purpose we are here. Wisdom and knowledge. I love that. So yes, we can gain knowledge from reading in a book, right? We can read the words, but the wisdom is obtained from life experience, because as Abraham says, law of attraction, right? Words don't teach, life experience teaches. That's oftentimes why the most painful moments stick with us the longest, because we have that personal experience. So yes, with this, we have learned from our wounds. We have healed those. We are stepping forward with both knowledge and wisdom, because we have learned. We have the book knowledge, but we also have the lived experience now, the life wisdom, which, as we know, now that we have healed, right? Someone who has been through the things themselves is so much more likely to be able to guide another through it versus just someone who has read about the things in a book but has never actually experienced it. Because again, words don't teach. You can be real book smart and be lacking much as far as street smarts go. And so that is why those of us that are feeling called to step up, to share our gifts, to share how we have healed ourselves, right? That's why we're being called. That's why we're being called to step up. And that's why we went through what we went through, right? So we have this wisdom, these gifts to share, and not only the wisdom, but the empathy that goes along with it. Because again, we have actually lived it, right? So we're not just telling another, it's going to be okay, right? We're able to say that with conviction, because again, we have been through it. So let's check in. Let's extend that a bit with our starseed deck here. On this wisdom, living from our wisdom and boundaries. What else do we need to know on that? Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Yeah, call in support. You're not here alone. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, if you feel like you're in a pause, stagnation, you feel like you're stuck in this moment, right? And you're wanting to push forward, know that this is I'm thinking of the Hanged Man in tarot. This is a cosmic reset, an intentional pause, divinely guided in order for us to implement those boundaries, to release what we don't want to carry with us, right? Let go of attachments, weight that we are not here to carry, right? Responsibility that is not ours. And again, call on your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guide, your team in the unseen. They are there, but free will, right? We have to ask. But yes, no, but know that by putting down what's no longer a match to who you are, I know you can feel like you're maybe letting down some, but first of all, that's the best thing you can do for them. Again, they are going to have no other choice, right? If you remove your energy, if you pull back what you've been giving, they're going to have no other choice but to look within, which is what the whole purpose is anyway, right? And also, you lead by example. Your energy will do the work, do the talking for you. So slow down, time in nature, take time to ground, pause. As I said, November, month of hibernation, right? Like taking the time, if you begin to feel like time is running out, remind yourself there is no such thing, right? That is a man-made construct. We are eternal, forever evolving. I don't know about y'all, but have you noticed with the to-do list, you get a few things done and you add another 4, or the more you expand, evolve, the further we go, right? We recognize that the to-do list will never be done. And if we are not going to allow ourselves the time to rest until then, number 1, we will never have the time to rest. And number 2, if we aren't resting, if we aren't filling our own cup, we have nothing to give away, right? Like what we are giving away is poison, toxic. I'm thinking you can either pass on pleasure, power, or you can pass on pain. And the only way we can pass on pleasure, power, anything worthwhile, again, is if we have that ourselves and it's internally sourced. There is nothing on the outside that is going to fill that void for you, maybe temporarily, but you're just going to come back hungrier, wanting for more, because the whole reason for that wanting, that longing, is to guide you back to you, your own medicine, your own internal power. Abundance is an inside job, and it's an energy, right? So if you're feeling lack, fearful, take the time, look around you. Quick name off 5 things to be grateful for. That'll switch your vibration right quick. So let's leave us with a card or two, a message from our Priestess of the Light deck. And then I think we will extend this a bit in our Patreon community and pull a few cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck that I used this morning. There was beautiful messages coming through there, and I'm just wondering if there will be repeats or if it'll be mimicked, or if we will have like a continuation of my message from this morning or what. So if you're curious about that, would love to have you join us in there. I also share some collective messages, some readings, some downloads. Like the other day, there was an eclipse ritual that I shared, and Patreon community was the only place. So there are some things that I only share in there, is what I'm trying to say. So we'd love to have you join us. All right. Let's flip the deck here and see. Wisdom, again with the wisdom, right? We had wisdom and knowledge and learning, art, joy, and music. Yes, with our wisdom, the wisdom we have obtained, learned, right, is that joy, happiness, bliss is the way. We are not here to sacrifice, struggle, suffer. This is a repeat. This is one I got this morning. Idyllic or idyllic times. I'm going to have to, I don't know how you say that, but the garden and paradise. And this speaks on harvest season, basically, right? Like this is our time to pause, to go into hibernation, to focus on all of our growth, to applaud ourselves where we have been, what we have accomplished, right? And look at, she's got a butterfly in her hand there. Can we see that? And then the owl there. And this just speaks on reaching the owl, right? A symbol of wisdom. And this signifies us just reaching a higher level, right? Like high priestess mode. We are rising above, seeing everything from an eagle eyes view. We're able to see the things we've been through with grace, gratitude, compassion. So very grateful for where we've come from and so very excited for where we are going, right? So this has been a repeat message. I feel like it needs to be said, wonky hair. We can either be excited, anticipating, joyful about the future, right? Or we can be anxious, nervous. They feel very similar in the body. So just flip the script, right? Remind yourself you are divinely guided, protected. 111 is a sign of divine protection, support, but not just today, every day. Remind yourself that you're not doing this thing alone. You have help in the unseen realms. And we need these constant reminders. Eventually it'll be our default, but because we had been living the opposite of this for so long, right? Again, it's not a one and done thing. All about integration, integrating this new way of being, boundaries, stepping forward, living from our wisdom. 12-12. So on that, yes, would love to have you join us in our Patreon community. I am going to extend this a bit on the wisdom and the boundaries. And yes, would love to see you there. Until next time.